Hey there, you're tuned in to MEA Worldwide. I'm your host, Elena Jordan, and today I am sitting down with Danielle Nicolet, who plays one of my favorite characters on The Flash, Cecille Horton. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I also have to say congratulations, too, because you are now a 2-season series regular.
I am, yeah. I stuck around. I dated the show. I courted them for quite a while, for a couple of seasons there. And then, yeah, we finally decided to commit to each other at the beginning of last season. So it's real. We're together.
I love it. And you and Joe, too, have now had a bit more of a commitment, I would say.
Well, babies have a tendency to do that. Yeah. Yeah. Babies tend to do that to your relationship. They kind of like tie you together like glue.
And I love, too, from just season 1 of you kind of giving Joe this advice to now, 6 seasons later, having your character having these powers, too, because of the baby. What was that like for you, having these introduction of these new powers that have really altered the character a lot?
It was awesome. It's just, look, the first couple of seasons I was on the show, I would go to work and every day, my motto was every day is a great day on The Flash. I would go to work and I would just have so much fun and hang out with these people that I really love. And Jesse is somebody who I would BFF in real life anyway. And I just felt like nothing could make this job cooler. I'm having so much fun hanging out here. And then the producers called me at the end of season 3, I think it was, and said, hey, listen, we want to pitch an idea to you. We want to know if you're open to it. So this is where we want to go as far as you sticking around on the show. And we want you to have a baby. And I kind of went, and they said, but the baby gives you powers. And then I went, best idea ever. Like, the only thing better than being on The Flash is being a character on The Flash that has superpowers.
I love that your initial reaction with the baby was, like, apprehensive until it was like, no, but the baby makes you be able to read people's minds.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, I'll take it all day. Let's have her have twins, septuplets. I don't even care.
New power for each baby. I like it. Just collect the powers. If you could, as Danny, not as your character, but as you yourself, be either a speedster or have the empathetic powers, the ability to read people's minds, which one would you choose?
Oh, that's a super tough call. Because if I were a speedster, it means that I could go all over the world without having to sit in coach on long flights. So that's a really, really good one. But the empathic powers means I'm kind of a human lie detector and nobody can get away with nothing with me. It's really, really, really tough. Yeah, speedster. Yeah, speedster. Yeah, coach is tough on long distance flights. It is.
We've also seen Cecile kind of get in a little bit of trouble with her powers, sometimes having the difficulty in keeping her mouth closed.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you're similar to your character in that way? Or
not at all? Meaning do they write her to be very much like myself? Imagine that. No. Yeah, I'm very direct. And I think that Cecile is that way too, partly because they had time to get to know me a little bit in the production office. Yeah, but I love that about her. And I've learned to embrace that about myself.
Without asking you to go to Cecile and revealing too much right now.
I won't tell you how you feel, I promise.
Well, I think everybody can tell right now I'm delighted because I'm able to talk to you, and it's just, you're amazing. No, but without asking you to reveal too much for the rest of the season, are we going to see your powers grow and expand in any way?
Yes. I don't think I'm breaking any rules to say that because I think we've kind of established it at this point already. Yeah, that's kind of one of the very fun aspects about this particular power is, throughout the history of comic books, empaths are characters that can do a lot of things. Like, I won't specify in what manner with which Cecile's empathic powers will grow, but yeah, I mean, just from the time she got pregnant and they first came on to now, they've grown a lot. So I think that that's a pretty reasonable expectation.
Ooh,
yeah.
I like it. Yeah. And also just kind of as a person, we've seen this really deep empathy that we've seen on not even just a supernatural level, but on a human level, especially with her going from season 1 being, the district attorney this whole time, to now saying, I want to be a defense lawyer, I want to go out and fight for the rights of these metahumans, which has some very direct parallels to current climate as well.
Very much so.
And we've seen that with comic books, how throughout history comic books have been a really deep reflection of the current society. Why do you feel that it's important that she has this growth not only on a supernatural level, but on a human level as well?
You know what? I'll make a very direct parallel without getting too deep in the weeds to our own criminal justice system in America. In the past, everyone thought it was right. Everyone thought the way to keep people safe and to be a good person was to lock people up and throw away the key and not think about where they came from and assume that they were dangerous because they made mistakes. And as time went on, and we realized that we were taking so many parents away from children for making mistakes that they easily could have learned from and rectified, and the extent to which we used to lock children up for their lifetime, and we didn't understand that kids' brains don't finish growing until they're 25. So the criminal justice reforms that we're experiencing now in America, it's not altogether different from the kind of comic parallels that we have, and I think the two kind of go hand in hand. I think it's much easier to adjust to a sea change in society when you can kind of experience it in, I'll say, your fantasy world first. And the fantasy world, I think, opens up a lot of options to all of us in our imagination. So for not just Cecile, but for a lot of the characters on the show, the evolution of what it means to be a superhero, what it really means to take care of people. That was the biggest lesson for Barry and Iris last season. Like, what does sacrifice really mean? How do you show your love? And what's more important, what you love yourself or what everyone needs? Those are all sort of basic tenets of comics that have been there since the beginning, but they really do parallel what we kind of need to learn in life.
I 100% agree. I think that was beautifully
Thank
stated
you.
as well. Now, are you a comic book fan too?
I did not read a lot of comic books growing up. I read my brother's comic books. However, I was always a huge science fiction fan. Like, I read every Ray Bradbury book. I've always loved that science fiction fantasy world and the TV shows and the movies. So doing something like The Flash is just so yummy for me because I'm just so happy to eat up all of the totally supernatural circumstances of it all.
I love it. And we've seen you too on Stargate SG-1. You've made some guest appearances as well and some more sci-fi things.
Soup sorry about the whole, replicators and destroying all of humanity thing. Soup sorry about that. Really am.
Is that a genre that you would want to explore more as well and to dive more into the sci-fi realm?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, I don't think anyone has been more happy to find out they were playing a character with superpowers than me. I just think the whole genre is interesting and delicious, and it's such a lovely escape from an otherwise tedious world.
And I love that you've basically been kind of somewhat associated with the alien off-world from the very beginning because, not gonna lie, Third Rock from the Sun was my favorite show, and your character I adored because she was just so sassy and had the perfect one-liners.
She was the queen of one-liners, that's for sure.
Yeah. Do you still keep up with any of the cast?
I do. David DeLuise and I have been best friends since we shot that pilot. I just went to his wedding in Berlin last week. So most of us, we keep up with each other sort of in general, and we have the occasional reunions. But yeah, David and I have stayed the closest, still know absolutely everybody, and we all try to sort of like keep up with each other's work. And if somebody's, John's been on Broadway, and so everybody tries to get out to New York and go see whatever show he's in, like, it's a real interesting family of people.
I love that. That makes me very, very happy.
And I'm honestly, for the first time right now, realizing the extent to which I have played with aliens in my entire career. Because I never really put it together with Third Rock. Yeah, I've been doing it forever now. My goodness. Yeah.
You feel at home and comfortable with the aliens.
I guess so. I think I'm just inherently weird.
I think you're inherently amazing. I think you're a delight. Now, I don't want to cause any rift here, but I know that as a big comic book fan myself, a lot of people kind of have their division between DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
And you have kind of crossed enemy lines. I'm just, not to put you on blast here, but you have played not just one, but multiple of our favorite Marvel characters in games, lending your voice
Movies,
as Storm, as Captain Marvel, as Carol Danvers, as Gamora. Do you have a favorite DC versus Marvel?
Okay, I have a very pre-prepared, don't judge me answer for this. Yes and no. So, and I honest to God mean this, I really feel like DC has mastered the TV of it all. They've completely mastered it. They make such good TV shows, not just because I'm on one. I mean, I'm on a show that I would have watched if I was never on it anyway. And I feel like Marvel really has sorted out the movie of it all. So yes, I am standing firmly with one foot on either side of that fence because I really like both my jobs.
And you were kind of in the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
The thing that the company does the best, you're a part of, and I don't think that that's a coincidence. I think you just make everything.
Oh, thank you. I didn't take credit.
I'm just saying. But also, if you could choose between voiceover and live action to have to pick a favorite, because they're very, very different.
Yeah.
And you're phenomenal at both.
Yeah.
Do you have a personal favorite?
Live action's always my personal favorite. I mean, that's just, it's what I trained to do. It's what I've always done since I was a kid. That said, voiceover's fun because you can do it in your PJs, like with your hair in a knot on top of your head, and that part is also undeniably fantastic. But yeah, live action is it's my jam, for sure.
Well, we love watching you on The Flash. I can't wait to see more. And I want to see in some more sci-fi stuff. So
thank you.
Make it happen.
That's right. You hear that? Sequel to Black Panther?
There we go.
We wrap in April, I'm just saying.
Crossing enemy lines again.
It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. I'm brave like that. I'm brave like that.
Well, where can everybody keep up with you online?
Online, it's all the same. Instagram, Twitter, it's all at Dani Nicolet. I'm going to humble brag in advance about my incredibly cute puppy. There are a lot of photos of him. Sure, there's behind the scenes stuff at Flash. Sure, there's pictures of me, but most of all, there are pictures of Biggie.
Please tell everybody your dog's name because this is my favorite.
It's Biggie Smalls.
Yeah. Yes, you have to go and look at pictures of Biggie Smalls. Also, be sure to check out all of our celebrity interviews at MEAWworldwide.com. I'm Elena Jordan. We'll see you guys next time.